Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Haviland. I want to give you a brief overview of what we're going to talk about in the Get Your Numbers Right course. This was designed for entrepreneurs of really every stage of the game to better understand how numbers play a role in raising money or going out and getting support from other people, how to talk to your stakeholders, how to make sure you're managing your business well, and how to make better predictions about what's going to happen. So pretty much anyone in the business could probably understand your numbers a little bit better. This isn't going to be about your income statements or the things that like your accountant can work with you on. This is about how to use your numbers in a very strategic but also tactical way to make your business better. So as an introduction, some of the things you're going to come away with is a proven way to think about your numbers, right? So there's a lot of things we misunderstand about numbers, and it's not just for the CFO to worry about. Everyone has to have some grasp of the numbers, and the better we get everyone kind of aligned to that, the better it's going to be for everybody. It's also a way to communicate with all of our stakeholders, so we all will really better understand the business when we say we're growing like this, or these are the most important things, and here's how we're going to measure success. And also, we have to get better and better at predicting what time, energy, and resources it takes to be successful in all the things we do. So if we want to get to this place in the future, we're going to tell everyone, hey, this is where we're going. We should have a great way of measuring our progress towards it and have a way of figuring out whether we're being accurate with how we think about what's required to get there, but time, energy, resources, focus, because the more we can predict, the better, and more smoother we're gonna grow and be successful. And what you're going to come away with a handful of templates, one for building a great scorecard, both for your company and also for your teams. Great way to kind of capture your quarterly and annual goals so that we think about a 90, 1 year, and 3 year set of ways of looking at some predictions, some forecasts we're going to make. Also going to have a template for building your reverse income statement and your model. So I think this is one of those things that, especially in the early stages, it's hard to picture how our assumptions are going to impact the future, but this is a way of kind of capturing those things and then learning from it. What are the real engine of our business? We should understand that in a numerical way. And then all the slides will be available to you as well. So in the course, we're going to walk you through these things. We're going to teach you how to use them, and then you'll have access to them to download after the course. And so why are we spending so much time on numbers, Jim? Well, we have to make sure we're making money. That's usually the way where this begins. Like, wait, what's going on? We don't seem to be making money. We're doing all this great work. We need to be pretty clear about that. But we also make sure that the right things are happening, that we're building the business we intended to build. It's fine to make revenue, but are we building value? And that's really the thing that we should have some understanding of. Are we building a valuable asset when we're building a business, not just making revenue? And just is all the things we're trying working? So we're going to try some new things. We're going to innovate. We're going to, hey, things aren't going quite right. We're going to make some changes. How do we know whether it got better or worse? We have to have numbers for that. And how do we make sure we're communicating with everybody that we're making agreements with, that they're doing the things they're supposed to do, I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do? And typically numbers are the absolute best way to make sure we've got clarity on those things. And by the way, we want to take all the drama out of our business. So are we creating a methodology for everyone to be accountable without all the drama that typically comes with holding people accountable? So sometimes it can be hard for people to hold each other accountable. But if we make numbers the agreement, then everyone is a little more clear, and we have a lot less drama. So as part of this, we're going to explain where the different types of numbers are in the business. So we'll talk about forecasts. It's our longer term goals that we're going to set for ourselves. How do we think about the things we need to know to make sure we're building an asset, right? And that if we apply these resources, and we're going to be, creating more value for everybody. And that's typically, those forecasts are aligned to our valuation for the business. Sometimes we think about that at the beginning, but it's good to start with the end in mind and have some understanding of that as we're building the business. We're also going to talk about scorecards. This is really about how we make sure we're executing as teams on a regular basis. Are we doing the right things? Do we have enough visibility across all things going on so there's no surprises, right? So the best way we can do this is to have a really great scorecard that helps us, gives us stability, and is the early warning system for things that might happen in the future. And then let's make sure we have these KPIs. Everyone in the organization should have some way of measuring success every week, every quarter. How do I know that I'm doing the right things? How do we get that kind of alignment? So I want to make sure you've got alignment, everyone to their roles in the business. How everyone has an alignment to what we're trying to execute on a regular basis, and alignment to the long-term value of the business. And numbers are absolutely the best way to handle all that. So if you take the course, we'll start with a set of concepts. We'll go through all the tools, and we'll teach you the disciplines all there. Hope to see you in the course.